Well, hello everybody. I'll get that right in a minute. Can't even say hello, but I'm out here at the river again. Ain't that pretty? I'll get out of the way where you can see it a little better. But this is video number 2 that has to do with, how can we have assurance that we're born again? Well, these are some telltale signs, right? I just wanted to bring them to you. How do I know? Because one of the things we talked about in the little list there was obedience. You'll have a desire to obey, right? So how do I know if I'm obedient enough to evidence a love for Jesus in my life? I want to obey him, but I look at my past and I can see, even in the last short little while, I see so much disobedience. And I struggle with sin. Maybe that's some things going through your mind. And the reason I say that, and not to put you in the category with me, but I think the same things. I struggle with sin. And how do I know if I'm being obedient enough? Well, first of all, we got to remember that we're not trying to earn salvation. You're not obedient to get salvation. You have salvation. So you strive and agonize to be obedient. Remember, he said, enter in through the narrow gate. And over in another gospel, he says, strive to enter in through the narrow gate. That word strive there is agonize. You are constantly aware of your sin. And we're not trying to earn salvation. You need to remember that. And you're not obedient to get salvation. You have salvation, so you strive and agonize. You got it. Romans 7, Paul said this. He said, and he was a mature believer. And he said, oh, wretched man that I am. Don't you feel that way too? I do. He said, I'm the chief of sinners. And he said, I do the things I don't want to do, and I don't do the things I want to do. I've got a war going on inside of me between my flesh and who I really am, the inner man, and I can't seem to get this thing right. I failed. Well, I do too. And in this life, you're never ever gonna be at the point that you don't sin. I know there's some preachers out there that they'll put out there that they'll never tell you they're the chief of sinners. And that's a shame, because we need to know that we're all like sheep led to the slaughter, and we are not perfect, and we're never going to be. And knowing that we're always going to be at the point where we don't sin, we do sin, this is part of what humbles us. And it's not perfection that I think he is looking for, it's direction. It's, are you going toward Christ? Do you desire to obey? Do you give an honest evaluation of your own sinfulness? Do you examine yourself constantly to see if you're in the faith? Does it matter to you? Are you repentant? Are you humble? Do you desire to have a clean heart? Are you seeking him with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength? See, the truth is if I could lose my salvation, I would. Every day. It's not because I'm some pedophile or axe murderer or just somebody who is abhorrent to be around. It's just that I do sin. I miss it every day. And if I could lose my salvation, I would have done lost it again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And the reason is because I don't have the power to hold on to it. I'm not perfect enough ever to hold on to such a gift. And this is why I need a Savior. And I can't hold on to salvation, but He holds on to me. No one, not even me or you, can snatch us out of His hand. He gives me the faith that will not fail. And that's why I can have assurance, because I can't hold on to it, but He holds on to me. And He gave me that faith. According to Ephesians 2, it was a faith that was not of me. I didn't muster it up. One more thing to remember. Tests and trials produce greater and stronger assurance. And this is why we can count it all joy when we fall into various trials. And the testing of our faith produces endurance. The trials validate the faith that He has given to us. And we can count on Him to deliver us time and time again from, well, to put it bluntly, our stupidity and our weakness. For when we are weak, He's strong. He's strong enough to save us even though we don't deserve it every day. And we will please Him because we are in His faith. So, your salvation is secure. Take all that with a grain of salt.